And welcome back to Jeff Koinange live at the Intercontinental Hotel. What a guest we have with us tonight. A true living legend. And your tweets coming in, Willie? Thick and fast indeed. People are just inspired by you, Fred. I got to read a couple of these. Irene Buru says, and Obachi Machoka reminiscing, there was someone known as John Karani. Do you remember him?
John Karani, Jeff Mwangemi.
Aha. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Derek Liet says, does Machoka harbor political ambitions?
No, thank you.
Jefferson Kiondi says, Machoka, retired general. Make sure he sings one of Franco's songs. A true legend, we love you.
Thank you.
There's one here from Betty Chalo. She's an anchor on Fridays.
Is she coming here?
She says, listen to what she said.
Yes.
Says, Jeff and Fred
she does a good job.
She's a fantastic
She
job.
is wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just had a baby.
She did?
Yep.
I hope the baby's name is Fred Machoka.
Fred Machoka Chalo. She says, Jeff and Fred are having too much fun on the bench. I feel like I'm eavesdropping on a conversation. A legend right there.
She will be a legend too.
One day.
Yes, she will be. She will be.
But Fred, man, I mean, we're talking about American influence into Kenya and Africa, obviously.
Yes.
What about the rest of African influence?
The rest of Africa. I've had an opportunity to meet virtually who is who in Africa. You know, as far as music is concerned, I met Mzee Franco. I think that is the epitome.
Franco as in TPOK?
TPOK jazz. Luambo Luanzo Makiadi. Yes. I met him. I met Tabule. Okay. I've met Ladysmith Black Mambazo.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, I think they are the finest.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. I have had a chance to meet Sam Fantoma from Cameroon.
Sam Fantoma.
Prince Eyango, you must calculate. I've met the godfather of Cameroon music, Manu Dibango, the Soul Makossa man.
Oh, Soul Makossa.
Yeah, you know that. I've met Hugh Masekela.
Oh, Hugh.
Okay. Miriam Makeba, I'm sure you've met them too.
Indeed.
I met
Brenda.
Of course, Brenda Fassi. I met who else? I met the girl from Zambia, Anna Mwale.
Anna Mwale.
Yes.
What about this woman who you met again last week?
Yvonne Chaka Chaka.
Yvonne Chaka Chaka.
Yes.
She was in last week, wasn't she?
Yes.
And you met at Arboretum?
And she told the guys,
yes,
listen, Fred Machoka, this is the man who first played my music in Kenya, and I want to thank him for that. Oh. Yeah. She's still in love with the DJ.
Great song. And Umkomboti.
Umkomboti.
Yes.
Mama Samet.
Oh!
Umkomboti. Mama Samet.
Listen to that voice.
Umkomboti.
Oh!
Yeah?
Smoky. Oh. Smoky.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. DJ, for playing my song.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
and let Mbulu.
Angelina, come on now. You'll be telling me. Let Mbulu. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. I remember all those fellows. I mean, my brother. We come a long way, haven't we now?
Come a long way.
Kanda Bongo man. Of course. Hindi money. Yeah.
Kwasa. And he had promised to come to Kenya for a long time, remember?
For a long time.
Yes, and he wouldn't come.
Telling Kenyans, I'm coming to Kenya, coming to Kenya.
Yeah.
And never appears. You know, the Akon style.
Right. So what'd you do?
So one day, we said, this is enough. A friend of mine called Tamukati followed him all the way to Perth in Australia, agreed that he was going to come to Kenya. But I said, not anymore. He has to say it himself. So I flew to Paris, okay, and I interviewed him at the 2 Eiffel Tower, and I said, tell Kenyans live on television that you are going to perform. And he said, this Fred Machoka with me in Paris, and Kenyans, my name is Kanda Bongo Man, I'm coming to Kenya. And sure enough, he did.
He did.
And you know what happened?
He blew up.
He blew up the entire music spectrum.
Yeah. Until he had to be deported.
Yes. It was becoming too much.
That is
Because he needed to be extinguished.
How was that show, Fred? How was his show here?
Big.
Really?
Because, you know, the carnival, that time, people used to go to the carnival, that was the place to be, and pay 100 bob for any act.
Yes.
But for Kandabongo Man, it was 400 shillings. A lot of money that time.
Yes.
House full. We realized we couldn't accommodate the crowd, so we moved to KICC. At KICC, it was terrible.
Really?
Because I made the mistake of arriving late after Kandabongo Man had entered through the back door. And I was supposed to introduce him. But the Askaris had locked the gate from the High Court side, so I had to go in through the main entrance. And it was packed to the fullest. So some guy told me, Machoka, when do you not ngojewa? You know, you have to present Kandabongo Man. But people were seated on the floor, others were seated on the seats, and right at the rear, people were standing. So what happened? A guy gave way, and then the people who were seated, they just did that. And I walked on people's palms from the side entrance all the way to the very front. You know, where the
come on,
the main stage, on people's hands.
Wow.
All the way to go and introduce Kandabongo Man.
And you made it to the stage?
And I made it to the stage. So we decided this is too much. We took him to Bomas of Kenya. It was full. Even parking was impossible to find.
What?
That's when we took him to Nyayo Stadium. 40,000 people watching Kandabongo Man.
Come on.
Yes, the tapes are there.
Who is this guy? One man?
Yes. The late Saitoti, who was the vice president, came over there to see him because he couldn't take it anymore.
They were wondering.
And you know, Saitoti was a bad dancer, but in his heart, in his head, he wanted to dance and watch Kwasa Kwasa with Kandabongo Man.
Is that the biggest act that's ever performed?
I think solo act, yes. Kandabongo Man was big, very big.
Wow.
Yeah. We had a great time with him, and I think that was also one of the
others. Papa Wemba?
Papa Wemba, I met him several times. Kofi Olomide, many times.
Yes.
Tabule, many times.
Yes.
I even went for his funeral in Kinshasa. And many others, really, that I have met. Yellow Man.
Yes. What happened to him?
The late Lucky Dube.
Lucky.
You know?
Lucky.
So
fantastic.
I've met quite a number of musicians in my time. Great time.
Yeah.
So in Africa, I've had an opportunity to meet quite a number of people.
Yes.
And we have played great music. We've toured Africa. I've been to about 37 countries in Africa.
Wow.
And a few others abroad. And
yes. Look at that.
I'm happy.
Despite all this influence, how come a Kenyan musician, a Kenyan act, has never made it to that level? How come? All these years? Or has they?
You know, we have had some good Kenyan music. When I look at the Mushrooms,
yes,
great stuff.
Yeah.
Jambo Bwana and the other songs. When I look at the Maroon Commandos, I think the finest ever. When I look at now other people, young fellows, Susan Owiyo and Eric Koinange, you know, I think they're doing fine.
Yeah.
My problem, and I get to be controversial here, is because I think a lot of modern day Kenyan music is not Kenyan music. Because when you listen to Kenyan music, you're supposed to identify it by sound. You don't even have to hear the vocals. You just need to hear the beat. Like we used to dance to Daudi Kabaka and know that is Kenyan music.
Yes.
You listen to Kamaru and you know that's Kenyan music. Or Sogo Winyo, young fellows, you know that's Kenyan music. And the Bengas, you know.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, if you get the instrumentation only, what they call the backing track, you can't know the difference between Kenyan music and Jay-Z.
Right.
Jay-Z,
Yeah, Jay-Z.
JLO,
Yes.
or whoever.
Those.
I think is wrong. And I think the person who should tell Kenyans is Eric Koinange.
Why him?
I challenge him.
Why him?
Because when he was here with Five Alive,
Yes.
they were doing hip-hop.
Right.
And I told them you will go nowhere. Because hip-hop is for the black Americans. Leave it.
Don't ape them.
Yeah. You can't beat someone in their own game.
Yeah.
Do your thing. He went to US. He came back doing Benga. And ever since, Eric Koinange is the in thing. Why is he not telling other people the secret?
Yes. Yes. Did he thank you for it?
No. He owes me a lot. Is he on Twitter?
He's on Twitter.
Tell him to tweet you.
Eric, are you listening? He owes you.
So I just think Kenyan music will only take us places when it is real Kenyan music. Because when you go to Japan, when you go to China, when you go to US, those people need to hear the original beat. And the original beat can only be Benga, Chakacha, can only be, our Kenyan local music,
Yes.
Bango,
Yes.
name it.
Tanzania seems to be really coming up in the music industry.
They're doing very well.
Right?
They're doing very well.
Yeah.
Even Uganda.
Uganda.
They sing their own beat.
Yeah.
It's good to improve. It's good to fuse it. It's good to bring the modern feel to it. Who are these guys who seem to be very popular with President Uhuru Kenyatta?
Sauti Sol.
Sauti Sol.
Yes, yes. What do you think of them?
Their music resonates because it has a Kenyan feel. That to Menikalia Chapati and that, it is danceable.
Yes. Sura
And
yako.
even, yeah, Sura yako muzuri mama. Muzuri. It is a Kenyan dance. It's a Kenyan beat.
So they got it.
So they got it right. If they can do a few more,
Yes.
it's going to take them places.
Yeah.
But if they revert to this hip-hop stuff, it will resonate with the young people, well, for now, but it will not last.
Correct. That's a good point, Fred. I hope they're listening, and that's a great point.
But they will not like me for it.
No, Fred.
But you know what?
What?
It is not a popularity contest.
Thank you.
It is just mere facts.
Listen to a man who's been in the business
Yeah.
40 years. 40 and counting. Do you listen to local music, local radio stations, Fred?
Yes, I do.
You-
I listen to Radio Maisha, I listen to Milele FM, I listen to 1FM, I listen to BBC too, though it's not local.
Right.
I listen to, of course, Citizen Radio.
Do you listen to
KBC,
do you listen
Mama
to,
Yetu.
Do you
Yeah,
listen to Maina in the morning?
Yes.
Maina Kageni?
He's a nutcase. Minor is a nutcase. N-U-T. You can't have a guy
Yeah.
who can sell you your own child.
And you buy it.
And you buy it.
Yes.
He's so damn convincing.
Yeah.
People should not be like that.
He's too good. He's the Pied Piper.
I think he's sick, that boy. Should be removed from radio. and Mwalimu Koinange.
Oh my goodness.
Terrible.
Those two. But you know when they go
They're
off
bad
air,
for business.
when they go off air, nobody listens to anything.
It's good for us.
Oh, there's always Jalas in the morning.
Yeah, also that one. Those are mad people.
Yes.
But Kenya needs such people.
It does, doesn't it?
Because I tell people, the beauty about the advent of FM stations is it creates competition.
Right.
And competition is good for everybody.
Absolutely.
Because that is when you know where you are.
Yeah.
You end up, if you are useless, you end up talking to yourself. If you're good enough, you retain and even you know, get more people.
So you don't feel any threat, Fred?
No. Why should I be threatened? I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay, Jeff. I've been around, and I intend to stay around longer, even when they kill me. They try so many times.
On social media?
I tell you, every time Machoka amekufa, I read, Allah.
Yeah.
You know, way back in the 90s, they killed me and said, that guy has died of AIDS. I say, oh, me?
And you're still alive.
So I go to one hospital, please check.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Yeah.
Please, confirm. I go to another, confirm, baby.
Yeah.
These guys are...
They say I'm dead.
I'm dead. I've refused to die.
There you go.
The other day they said, now.
Yeah.
You know, this thing doesn't kill people. Accidents do. So they gave me an accident. I still didn't die.
There you are. You're still walking.
So I'm here.
Walking tall.
Yeah.
Like Johnny
Tunasema
Walker.
tuliwashinda mababu, wajukuu wataweza wapi?
Hawawezi. Hawawezi. Alafu hawasema Waswahili.
Yes.
Mti ambao una matunda.
Yes, ndio upigwa mawe.
Ndio upurwa.
Yes, kamili. Narushiwa mawe, narushiwa bado unazaa tu. Unazaa tu.
The director's laughing in my ear, man. He's just cracking up.
I tell you. So I'm here.
Yeah.
The best thing is to say Machoka will never die. Then maybe I'll die.
You're not going anywhere, man.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere, Fred. And it looks like this radio, Roga Roga.
Yes.
Now, 12, 13 years.
Mama Yao. Yes. Roga.
Yes.
Maze, that thing is infectious.
Seriously, yeah?
You know, walk the streets on Sunday and Saturday from 10 to 1 on 106.7 FM.
Yes.
Guys are there like, Roga Roga.
You have...
Roga sana.
Umewaroga.
Na waroga mbaya. The only guy with a license on Radio Citizen.
Yes.
Chafu.
Yeah.
Chafu. Huh? They listen to Rumba.
Yes.
Maze, Jeff, they get indoctrinated. Incredible. They are starting to say Roga Roga is becoming a threat to national security.
You know,
now guys are saying it's also becoming a threat to religion because people are not going to church. So I keep on telling them, Nenda kanisani, forget about me.
Yes. And they refuse.
They refuse.
They want to be with you,
So I tell them, go early or go later then. But go to church because God is number one.
Hello.
Yes.
Fred, Joe McCory.
Yes.
He says, ask Fred to tell us a bit about life in the GSU. What was it like?
I think let's put it this way. It is important to respect the guys who guard this nation. You understand?
Yeah.
The policemen, the GSU, the military, the Air Force, those guys. Man, you need honestly to invite one of them, especially one who has been exposed, because we used to be doing the border patrol from Mandera, Beacon 1, you know, all the way to Kiunga. And sometimes we lost a few fellows. You know, you go out during the shift of war.
Yes.
And you're a squad of 19. You come back 17, and it was almost like routine.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing to remember. But I think suffice to say, a lot of Askaris out there fail to sleep so that you, Jeff Koinange, can sleep.
Absolutely.
And I think it is important to say asante sana kwa askari yeyote.
We salute them all.
You understand?
Men in uniform, men and women in uniform.
Men and women in uniform.
Yeah.
And we got a few rotten ones.
Sure.
Just like we got a few rotten broadcasters, a few rotten politicians.
Yes, a few.
You know?
A few.
Okay, quite a number.
Thank you.
All right? But we got great people out there.
Yes.
And I think to the soldiers out there,
We salute you.
Maximum respect.
Good one.
That is all I can say.
Fred, we're going to take a break, come back, talk about the future going forward. Before I do that, let me read Charles Amke. He says,
Yes.
I'm just enjoying this. Obachi Machoka, I still remember the music show program. Memories.
Music time.
Music time.
Another religion.
Ah, smoke.
Jeff.
Yeah.
You know, that was good. You know why it was even better than Roga Roga? Because I was young, very, very good looking, with a fro.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. You were the man.
Huh?
Man. Huh?
I walk the streets.
Yes.
And girls die.
Ooh.
A little.
Hello.
But I was married.
To Sophie.
Yes.
You've been married for
my angel.
35 years.
Yes.
You talk about it all the time.
Yes.
We'll talk about it after the break.
Thank you.
Take a break. At Fredo Machoka, at Koinange Jeff. Goodness gracious me, the tweets coming in thick and very, very fast. Keep tweeting. I'm going to read them on the other side of this break and also talk with Fred advice to young, upcoming radio, TV, journalists, whatever, whichever profession you're in. Fred can talk about it, we'll talk about it, and you can't get that kind of stuff anywhere else. Stay tuned. Jeff Koinange Live takes a quick break. We'll be back. Here in a